County, but I'm one of your constituents, Assemblyman Calgiani in Merced County.
That was my mistake.
That was your mistake, Mr. Collin. Okay.
Sorry about that, Cole.
Good luck in your next job, sir. I want to do something here that they did at the congressional hearing, and a lot of people come off from work here to be here and aren't going to have a chance to speak. So everybody that came here today that is concerned, upset, opposed, or whatever, has some concerns about high-speed rail, would you stand up?
That's the reason they came.
Okay, thank you. There seems to be a shortage of ties for our folks that have concerns, which is okay. I want to talk about the process first before I get into the water stuff, because this is the third time I've been through a so-called process. And the first process started in November of 2009 when I was first informed that high-speed rail was going to infringe in our lives. And what they had was technical working group meetings where, as an elected official, you can attend meetings with the engineers. As an elected official in 2 water districts, I was able to do that. They also had public information meetings, which I attended every one except one. Okay, and on June 17th of 2010, we had a meeting of a combination of AECOM and Parsons-Bickenoff in Merced. And one of the discussions is where should the Y connection be that connects San Jose to the Merced to Bakersfield route? And everybody agreed it should be south of the city of Chowchilla. Yet, 3 weeks later, in an epiphany at the Fairmead open house, they come out with this, and it's going to be one of the routes is north of Chowchilla. We subsequently have letters from every public agency that has jurisdiction in the area. That includes Madera County Board of Supervisors, City of Chowchilla, Chowchilla Water District, La Grande Affluent Water District, Chowchilla High School, Red Top Conservation District, all the elementary school district, both farm bureaus, Nisei Farmers League. So I go back to the question Mr. Gardner had for Mr. Van Ark, and that is, if you have consensus in a community on what to do or what not to do, why don't they listen? Why don't they listen? And then we had the second round with Mr. Lyons, who I guess is not going to work for the authority, and it's going to be Mr. Lyons. Again, we went through the same process of our concerns and what we want to happen, and it is ignored. So that's why we have some concerns with what's going on here, because in the water area, where they're going through our area, it's knocking out deep wells. And Mr. Gardner said, these are wells that are, like in our area, 200 to 500 feet deep. It takes a year to get on the waiting list to get them. So in my ranch alone, they're knocking out 5 of them. Okay, so what is that going to do to the land I have farmed? I'm sure that the appraisers are great guys, and they're going to tell me what my land's worth, but if I get watered, it's not worth anything. All right, and then on the water district itself, they're going longitudinally down a canal. They're knocking out a canal that is the point between La Grande Affluent and Chowchilla for water supply. They're knocking on 6 canal pumps along the way. Now, why is it has to be that way? It seems like they've gone out of their way to be as destructive as possible. And this idea that they're listening to people and they're willing to work with us doesn't seem to be there. What they should do is integrate this new project with our existing infrastructure. This has taken decades for us to have the infrastructure that supports our ag economy, canals, pumps, et cetera, SCADA systems, okay? And if they went down existing corridors like the bond suggested, like the law says, it would solve a lot of these problems. But it appears that the high-speed rail people, the consultants, and some of the staff have the view that high-speed rail has to supersede everybody else. And in order to do this, by golly, we're going to use eminent domain if we have to. Well, that's a hell of a way to run a railroad, okay? And they have irritated a lot of people. And yes, we will participate in this latest process, okay? But I hope it has more meaningful results than in the past. Because in August in 2010, when we went and we spoke specifically on the West Chowchilla bypass option, which is an abomination, we were told, well, we're sorry, fellows, the pencils have put down. The pencils have been put down. So they announced something in July, put the pencils down in August, and we're stuck. Here we are, what, 6, 8 months later, and now they've extended the EIR until next year. Well, what have these people been doing all this time? I assume it's public funds. Why aren't they doing something that addresses the problem? And secondly, I want to address Mr. Van Ark's comment on the 1/4 mile. Unfortunately, Roloff, you didn't read all the document. Let me read the rest of it for you. The program EIRs are expected to be far less in those circumstances where the actual footprint of high-speed rail train track can be located within existing rights-of-ways rather than adjacent to them. In other words, if you're not going through farmland, if you're using existing corridors, a lot of these problems go away. I also farm along 99. I know that I'm going to have impacts there. That goes with the territory. okay? What I don't expect is to have the thing go through my home ranch that my dad started when he got out of World War II, where I live and my son lives. There's not even a county easement in that area. Okay, not even the local wildlife use the area where they want to run their train track. Okay, it's virgin prime farmland, and it's going to destroy what we've got. Now, we live on our farm because we want to. This is a choice we have made. And like Mr. Toss said, what you're destroying is not just economic. It's lifestyles and it's people's lives. And if you think we're going to take this land down without fighting to the last dollar, you guys are wrong. And if you want to put that in your little calculation thing that you're going to survive the lawsuits, fine, then do it. But it seems to me it would be better to work with us, because we've reached out and worked to you folks, and yet they don't seem to be willing to work. Now, I hope this latest thing works, but unless you change your attitude and approach, I'd have 3 words for you, and I'd say stop the train. Stop the train. Thank you.